Tractor Supply is stocked for your livestock.
Hello, welcome to my live. Please bear with me as I connect all of my devices so that I can follow along with any chat. Okay. Hi, Chow. It's just me and you, it looks like. If I didn't have that, I could have finished my supper. That's okay. We'll go through these, and if anybody has any questions, they can always ask me after the live. Hi, Lynn. How are you? Whoops. Sorry, I'm making a lot of noise here. Okay. All right, so down below in the description box, I have my links to some of the stencils. So we've got the... Oh, that's very frustrating when your machines don't want to cooperate. I don't have a silhouette, so... I can't be much help with that. Hi, Gloria. It's been a while. Hope you had fun at the football game last night. Hi, Arnetta. Okay, let's remember to put it on live chat. Live chat. I got to remind myself to do that too. And let's go through these stencils because last night on my live I got disconnected and I don't want that to happen again in the middle of everything. Of course, last night I got lucky because the computer... Well, my iPhone stopped working right when I was getting ready to make a card. So at least I was able to show you the stamps last night from Technique Junkies. Hi, Susan from Sevierville. Oh, I love it in Sevierville. I want to come there again someday. We stayed at a cabin in Sevierville, and it was just beautiful there. The Smoky Mountains are gorgeous. Oh, great, Lynn. Awesome. Yep, you're going to learn a lot. Yes, Susan. It's just a nice town, and everybody's so friendly. Of course, Dollywood. Of course, you know, enjoy that as well. And it's been 3 years since we've been to Tennessee. Well, I was in Nashville 2 years ago, but Sevierville was 3 years ago. That was a lot of fun. Nashville was fun too, but I think I would pick Sevierville over Nashville if I had to pick. Pigeon Forge, very pretty there. Okay, let's go ahead and look at the new stencils from A Colorful Life Designs. There are some really great ones, you guys, and I'm super excited to be showing them to you. How many of you wish that you had a nice little template for making snowbanks? Well, this stencil fits the bill, all right? What we have here is the snowbank, and I'll show you an example of the snowbank and what it looks like. Earlier today, I created some cards on my Premiere that I have on my YouTube channel. And I used those nice rounded hills to make my snowbank, which is underneath my reindeer. All right, so it's a really nice template, in other words. I have it backwards. Wait a minute. It goes this way. Sorry about that. What's nice about there's a lot of nice things about the Colorful Life stencils. You'll have etched on both parts of this the name of the stencil. So at the bottom you have the name Snow Hill Edger, and then at the top you have the name. And that way if they ever get apart from each other and you need to find them together again, you can follow that as your guide. So I'll try to show you on camera what I'm talking about. The words are etched by a laser, and that's extremely helpful. especially when you have some that are very similar but not exactly the same. And I'll show you what I mean a little bit later about that. Yeah, so hi Karen. So that's what you've got there. You've got the nice rounded area to make your snowbank. And you can also use this for hills. It doesn't have to be. Hi Tori. Okay. Well, Gloria, I know you make a lot of cards, and you're always busy. You're a busy lady, that's for sure. All right, so we've got that Snow Hill Edger. So that's one of our, from our new release. And this card features another beautiful new stencil. This is the Delicate Snowflakes stencil. And I used this earlier today as the background to this card. I just took my brush and I ink blended and created a nice subtle background of snowflakes. And the stamps are from Technique Junkies. Okay, so let me show you this again. Isn't it beautiful? It's a beautiful stencil. I used Catherine Polar inks. It's a girl. I mean, it's a boy. It's not a girl. If it's a girl, it would be pink, but it's blue. The color I used for the snowflake blending was It's a Boy. And this snowbank, I used, is it Dreamer? Oh, Daydream. And on this one, I used Juniper Mist and Daydream together. All right. Yep, definitely simple, but the background I think really makes it pop. So this one you would want to spray it with Pixie Spray. Okay. So on the back you would spray it with Pixie Spray, which is a low tack repositionable adhesive. Then you would be able to have it lay flat against your paper. And you would then be able to ink blend. Now when you're ink blending this, okay, Christine, yeah, the cards that I made earlier today, I do have a video up on these. Yep, those turned out really nice. I like them. What was I saying about this stencil? I can't remember now. Yeah, just be really gentle when you blend over this, and I would recommend using a brush as opposed to a foam domed blender tool. I think the brush is a lot, you can apply a lot less pressure and you can get in the nooks and crannies. So this would look nice on this paper with white ink. I think that would look nice. Yep. That is the Retro Reindeer. That is brand new from Technique Junkies. Yep. And this stamp set has 4 different holiday words. You could actually cut each one of these apart and make them blocks and make them their own separate standalone die cut pieces. Maybe pop them up with some foam tape, which I wasn't even thinking about that when I made this. But really, you could easily just trim those out individually. All right, so that one's called the Delicate Snowflake Stencil. Super pretty. Okay, now we have Twinkle Stars. All right, and I'm going to show you the card that I made with this stencil. Now, what I did was I used some metallic gel, and I used my palette knife and covered a piece of white cardstock with that metallic gel. It's a gold metallic color. And I let that dry. So I think I used some Pixie Spray to just keep it, I used a little bit of Pixie Spray to keep it steady for me. And then I used my palette knife and I applied the Metallics gel, which is a product by Decofoil. Any kind of gel that you have would work, but I like this one because it was gold and it matched my gold foil, which I used as a mat. This is just gold foil cardstock. Then I have this sentiment that says Star of Wonder, which is from my stash. So I cut that out, and then I made a background with this real pretty white iridescent glitter cardstock. And I put the sentiment on top of that. And then the star that goes with this sentiment, I cut that out with gold foil. So I really like this card. I think it's super pretty for Christmas. Okay, can you see it all right, everybody? All right, let's move on to the next one then. Okay, so now we have a trio of stencils. Now you would you would be buying these each individually, but they work together well when you group them together. And I will take them out of their package. This is the Christmas Scene Edger, okay? So we've got it was hard to see peace in that stencil, okay? I'll show it to you again. Okay, it's stars and dots. Oh, you mean this, Gloria? This is a block stamp. This is a stamp from Technique Junkies. It says peace. It's an old world style font. Okay. I'll show you what stamps that I got that from. This is Classic Words Set. And it has 4 holiday words: Noel, hope, joy, and then peace down this side. It just reminds me of an old world style. Yeah, it's a stamp. Yep, it's a stamp. It reminds me of sort of, I don't know, folk art. Does that make sense? Peace. Okay. All right. Now let's move on to our Christmas Scene Edger. Yes, Old English. Thank you, Christine. That's what I was trying to think of. Christmas Scene Edger has 3 separate stencils that you can get. So number 1 has 4 of those trees, and those trees are on snowbanks. So that makes it nice. And you can see where these would go nice with our snowbank that I showed you earlier. All right, and then we have Christmas Scene Edger number 2. Very similar, but has trees placed in a different vantage point. Okay, so let me just make some room here so we can lay them all out. You can see them. That's number 1. This is number 2. Okay, and then there's a third one. And I'll get, everything is just falling in on me. Everywhere I turn to make room, I'm just knocking things over. Sorry. Okay, one more to go here. And then this one is the Christmas Scene Edger number 3. So let me just move number 2 down here and put number 3 here. Now, when you have these, they're very similar, but they're not exactly the same. And the advantage of having that would be the ability to layer them. Okay, so this is, I'm going to get a piece of dark cardstock. Wait a minute, I have some black here. It'd be a lot easier to see this on black. Okay. Whoa! I just knocked my Wi-Fi over. Hopefully I'm still connected to the internet. My goodness. Everything's falling apart in my room here. Whoa. Okay. Just give me a second here. All right. Everything's back up on my desk. One of my cords got stuck. One of my cords got stuck in the wheel of my chair. Don't do that at home, friends. Okay. Here we go. We got some black here. So this is number 1. This is number 2. And then this one is number 3. Hi, Bobby from San Antonio. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, hopefully I won't fall apart. All right, so you're able to then layer and very quickly have a beautiful, again, Christmas scene here. It comes together quite nicely when you're able to do the layering of your stencils. And it provides, I think, a lot of depth to the card. It just looks like, you know, you're going further and further back with your trees. And one thing that's nice about this, people will ask, well, why are there 2 pieces? Well, there's a good reason why. When you are ink blending your scene, you can use this part to go with your first layer, then move on up to number 2, and what you can do is mask what you just ink blended. So moving on up to number 2, you would then cover up number 1, and then you would have number 2. All right. So I'm going to show you how that works because it probably doesn't make as much sense as if I would just do it. So let's go ahead and ink blend this, and I'll show you what I mean. Okay. So as I told you, all of these stencils have their names etched on to the top and the bottom. So I'm just going to go ahead and grab them, and if they get out of order, that's really okay because I have them named. They're already named by the manufacturer, A Colorful Life Designs. And if they get a little bit mixed up, that's quite all right. I'll be able to put them right back together again. All right, so I've got this Wendy Vecchi Make Art Station that my sweet friend Stacy sent me. Thank you, Stacy. So we've got the Christmas Scene Edger number 1. Take the top part of it. That's what we're doing. We're taking the top part of this stencil, okay? And down here at the bottom of my card, I'm going to do green ink because I'm thinking of a forest with lots of Christmas trees. And whatever ink is on my stencil, whatever ink is on my brush is what I'm using. And I believe this is Catherine Pooler. It's all Catherine Pooler. All my inks are Catherine Pooler. Looks like it's in the park possibly, but maybe not because I don't know what color I used last. But I'll get some green out and we will play with this. And I'll show you what I mean. Now, when you're doing your scenes, your front layer, you would want your darkest color. Hi, Melody. How are you? I'm going to grab some inks real quick. And we're going to play with this cool stencil. All right, so let's grab In the Park, right? That's a nice light color. And I know I want to get spruce because these are, after all, Christmas trees. If I can get my ink pad out of the holder. Okay. There it is. That's the one we want. Spruce. Right? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Melody. It's no fun having colds. No fun at all. Okay, and then the other color we have is Deck the Halls. Nice, right? Really nice color for trees. Okay, and then we have Sage. And there's one that you might not think of for trees, but I like this one for trees. Bay Breeze. It reminds me of Douglas fir color. That's what that reminds me of. Okay, so we've got our inks here. And we're going to start with Deck the Halls because it is the darkest color. I think it's the darkest color she has in the Catherine Pooler line. Okay, so we're just going to grab a little ink on our blending brush. And the stencil is pretty much being held in place by these very strong magnets. But you could also use some pixie spray. Looks like there's something tacky on my cardstock because it's leaving marks. Yep, there's something on my cardstock. Okay, let me get a better piece of cardstock. This is obviously a scratch piece, and that's not going to work. Okay, so we'll save that little piece for some other project. Yes, Tracy, use your cardstock that's on your desk. Don't grab it out of your scrap box. Okay. Okay. All right, one more time. Okay, here we go. Get that nice and lined up. Put a couple magnets down. These magnets are very strong. Okay, ink blend my brush, and we will go ahead on and get this nice little forest scene created. And this is going to be the dark layer. Hi, Barb. Thanks for coming to the live and learning a little bit more about these stencils from A Colorful Life Designs. Okay, nice and dark. Nice Christmas color. This is Deck the Halls. That's the color that I'm using right now. And when it first goes down, you might think, oh, that looks really splotchy. But dye inks sort of fade back a little bit, and that splotchiness goes away. Okay. Okay. Now let's take a look at that. Oh, I know, Barb. These stencils are so incredible. All right, so there we have that. I made a little boo-boo there, but that's because I was rushing. Now, we'll cover it up with the mask, which is the bottom part of the stencil. So this is the Christmas Scene Edger number 1. Put a couple of those down. Wait a minute. Make sure I have this on straight. It's okay to leave a little bit it's okay to leave a little bit of it not covered up. That helps to prevent from stark white lines when you're blending. So I always kind of stagger it downward a little bit. You'll see what I mean in a second. Okay, so now let's go with Christmas Tree Edger number 2. And we're going to line that up with our, we're going to use a different color ink this time. And I'm getting ink all over my fingers. It never fails. I'm going to take my microfiber towel, clean up my mess a little bit, and also rub my brush on the towel. This is going to help me to get rid of that Deck the Halls colored ink and instead go in with a lighter color. So I'm trying to gradually get from dark to light. Okay, so I'm just cleaning my brush off here, getting that extra ink off. I'm gonna try Bay Breeze because it reminds me of the color of Douglas firs. Let me grab my little scratch paper here. Make sure, yep, that's nice and blue-green. I like that color. Okay, so let's put our magnets up here now. 2 magnets anyways. We want to, whoops, get this lined up better. Okay, so I just elevated it slightly above the other part that I ink blended. Now remember, the part below is covered with the mask, so I can just go directly on top and ink blend. And we're going to get the look of hills with trees going back further. And the further you go back, the lighter the colors will be. Oh, I got a lot of ink on that corner. That's all right, it'll fade back. This is a 6x6 stencil, so I'll probably trim it. I will probably have to trim it anyways to make a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 card. Okay. Now, if you go to do your blending and you're not happy with the color, you can always put your stencil right back on top and, you know, blend a little bit more. But that looks pretty good, I think. So let me just show you what I'm talking about here. See how that looks? And I do have a little bit of white space there. So what I'm going to do is put my mask back on, put it on there, do a better job of lining it up, take my stencil, cover that again. The Make Art Station is a really great tool when you're using stencils because it helps you to keep your stencils in place. So, okay. Now I'm only going to blend where I have some white space. That's really the only thing I'm doing right now. Just have some white that kind of was a remnant of the previous stencil, and I'm just going to try to color over that, which shouldn't be too hard to do because I have this mask right here, and I don't have to worry about it getting in that area above. Okay, so that helped to cover up some of that white space. I still have a little bit right here, which I'll wait till I'm done with the card and fix that little area. Or when I go to make my cut, I can always cut there, right? Boy, this is looking nice, you guys. It's like we've got some depth. We're getting a nice look of a forest. It's really cool. Just think of the beautiful scenes that you can make with reindeer running in the background or moose or anything. Thank you. You could also do it with blue ink and make a snow scene for the winter, right? So I'm just taking my blender brush and I'm just rubbing it on my microfiber towel, just trying to get that ink off, because the next color that I'm going to use is In the Park, which is a nice light color. And I'm looking for number 3 now. So this is number 3. Okay, this is number 3. Thanks. Let's take number 2 and cover up what we've already done. Okay, so we already did this. We want to cover it up. And then let's take number 1 and cover up what we already did. We're just masking. That's really all this method allows you, the flexibility to do masking. Let me put number 1 down first. Number 1, and then number 2. Okay, magnets are our friend for sure. You can also use pixie spray, or you can just use your washi tape. Okay, whatever works for you. Oh, darn it, I bumped that. Hold on. I'm just very heavy-handed, folks. Okay, getting ink all over my fingers. Such a messy crafter. So let's go with, this one is called Christmas Scene Edger number 3. Okay, I think I might want to do it like right in there. I don't want my trees on top of each other though, so I probably need to do it right here. Okay. I only have one magnet left, so I'm gonna have to be extra careful not to do it too hard. Now, this is In the Park. It's my next color of ink. I'm just gonna rub it on my piece of scrap paper just to make sure that I have the right color that I want. Okay, and now let's get this straight. Starting over here, we will ink blend. I think I need to re-ink this ink pad. It's not as juicy as the other ones because I use it a lot. When you think about your Catherine Pooler inks, they are very universal, and if you do decide to buy them, you might not have any yet, you might be thinking about it, I would say go for it, but make sure you buy their re-inkers. And it's okay to just start off with one set. You don't have to invest in the entire line. The Date Night collection is a really great set to start with because they have pretty much every color that you could think of, and then you can also blend your colors together using the Date Night collection to get whatever color you need, basically. I use the Date Night collection a lot when I'm making rainbow backgrounds, and this In the Park is from the Date Night collection, so it's probably why it's not as juicy, because I use it all the time. But it's good enough because this is our back layer. It doesn't have to be as vibrant. It can be a little faded looking. It's okay. It is our last layer on the seam. Okay. All right, let's see how it looks. There we go. We've got a super cool looking forest. You could also go in again. So you can also go in again and add more trees if you'd like. As many trees as you would like, you can continue building up this scene. All right. All right, so that gives you an idea then of how these layering stencils work. And I have a little bit of white space, so I'm just going to take my brush and just, this is my lightest color of green, and I'm just going to go over that area that has a little bit of white space. It's really not going to mess up my trees at all because it's a lot lighter color ink, but it helps to take away that, just that little gap. I didn't have everything lined up quite right. Okay. And if you use my discount code, you can get 10% off your stencils. So we have to think about this, guys. What do you think would look good with this stenciled background? What kind of scene do you think we could build with this? I'm always open to your ideas. All right, while I am waiting for your ideas, I'm going to clean my stencils and my tray. I'm going to just use some mild stamp cleaner and just go ahead and wipe that off. And wipe off my stencils. They're so easy to clean. The ink just comes right off. Is everybody there? Nobody's chatting. Everybody's, maybe you're watching another site. Maybe you're shopping. That's great if you are, because I know these stencils are super cool. And there's so many to choose from. These are just the new release. Okay. I have a friend who owns a Christmas tree farm. Do you think he would like that? I think he would. I could send it to him and put "There's No Place Like Home" on there. What do you think? Yes, he owns a Christmas tree farm over by where Nancy lives in eastern Pennsylvania. Hi, Catherine. How are you? Catherine is also a Colorful Life Designs design team member. She makes beautiful cards. And you can check her out on her blog. Catherine, I don't know if you want to share the name of your blog or a way that people could follow you. That would be great. Yes, Arnetta, that would be so cool. Oh, little cabins would look cute. Yeah. A car with a tree on top. Yes, because you have your scene where you're going to the Christmas tree farm to pick out your Christmas tree. I like those ideas. So yeah, those are some great ideas. And I'll probably use one of them to finish off this card. And what I'll do is I'll make a follow-up video with the finished card. All right. I do have this really cool stamp set with cabin. I think that would look so cute. And you know, maybe I can put the sentiment home sweet home because my friend owns a Christmas tree farm and I think he would really get a kick out of that. All right. Thank you guys. I appreciate your brainstorming with me. I'm going to grab a baby wipe because my hands are covered with ink. Okay. All right, let's look at our next stencil and the card that I created to go with it. I already have a finished card for this next stencil. You guys are going to love this, all right? Oh my gosh, I have green ink on every single finger. I am such a messy crafter. I mean, really, you'd think I would learn by now to like not be so messy. All right, let's put that aside and let's look at our adorable next set of, they go together. So we have layered Santa hats 1 and layered Santa hats 2. All right. And these go together to create a perfect way for you to get different colored Santa hats if you'd like. Different color of fur trim along the Santa hat. I mean, there's so many things you can do. Oh yeah, Christine, that's the sign of a real crafter if you're messy, right? That's for sure. Okay. Let me just put that Make Art Station aside because it's got a little bit of a glare. All right, so let me show you up close what I'm talking about here. We've got Santa's hats, and then we have the base for Santa's hats. Yep, that's right. I wish I could spend every day making my fingers inky and not having to go to work. Hey, Cheryl, how are you? Thanks for joining. Okay, guys, this is the card that I made, and I love this card. I will not lie to you. I love this card. So how did I create it? What I did was I had some red glitter paste. So the first thing I did, I took this stencil with the hats and I put glitter paste with the red glitter paste for the hats, okay? And then I let it dry. So this is a two-step process. It's not simple ink blending and then boom, you're done. I had to let it dry. And I let it dry overnight. That's okay, Cheryl. And then the next day, I went back in with shimmery goodness. Everybody loves shimmery goodness. If you don't have shimmery goodness, you're going to want to get some before the end of this video, and I'll show you why. I went in with shimmery goodness, and I colored in like where his fur would be, in other words, or the white puffy part. You can also use puffy embossing powder, like a white puffy embossing powder, but I think this shimmery goodness looks splendid. I think that it looks just like Santa's hat, all right? And I love this stencil. I could not wait to play with it. Could not wait, all right? And then Santa, ho, 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 is from a hop that I did last year. And we were given digital stamps. Oh, it was Joy Claire. That's who this is from, Joy Claire. Hi, Melanie. Welcome. And so I had actually colored this last year, y'all. This is from last year, from a hop that I did. I had colored 2 Santas, and I liked the other one better. Did you ever do that before, where you're making a card and you color more than one character, you know, say it's a cat or a dog, and then you decide, well, that one doesn't look as good. Well, I saved it all the way from last year. Boy, am I glad that I did, because it just was perfect for this card. Just perfect. Santa, he is a digital file, so a digital download from Joy Claire. And I was in a hop last year where we were given Joy Claire designs, digital, basically digital stamps. All right, so, and I think they might have this in a regular stamp too. Let me check real quick. I'm going to check real quick at Joy Claire. Sorry. So I would definitely encourage you, if you are creating and coloring and you have extras, just save them. File them away somewhere, because you could probably use them again. Oh, what's a hop? So a hop is where a bunch of YouTube creators are together and they publish their videos all on the same day, all at the same time. And it is to promote the manufacturer of the stamps. So, you know, your big name companies, Simon Says and Pink Fresh or whatever, you know, you'll see them having hops where the people on their design team each create a video. So I don't know if you guys noticed, but I was part of a hop on the 1st for Not Too Shabby. There were several of us on the design team who received the box of the month in advance. We each created a video and then we uploaded it to our YouTube channels and it published at the same time. That's a hop, okay? And sometimes it's a blog hop, so you don't have to have a YouTube channel necessarily to be a part of a hop. Does that answer your question? You've probably been part of a hop or watched a person in a hop before, but didn't realize it. But that's what that is. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. This is still available at Joy Claire. It's called Holly Jolly Santa digital set. I will put a link to that in my chat box. I don't think I have an affiliate link for them. Let me check real quick first. I don't think I have Joy Claire affiliate link. I'd love to. It's a really cool company. They've got some beautiful stamps. Hello, T. Christine says she thinks she's watched them all. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of hops out there. I've been on a lot of hops myself. I'm telling you, last year and the year before, all I was doing was hopping. But it helped me to grow my channel, and it helped me to make a lot of friends in the crafting community. Because when you do hops with other people, you kind of get to know them a little bit and get to know a little bit about their style. Okay, so I do not have an affiliate link for Joy Claire. I am going to copy and paste this link directly into the chat box, so please look for it now. Well, there's a delay, so you probably won't see it till a few seconds later. But yeah, Joy Claire is the name of the company. It's called Holly Jolly Santa. That's what it's called. Okay. So yeah, this was a lot of fun to create. And you know what? I'm really looking forward to making some more Santa hats and some more Christmas cards with this. I was thinking of making them different colors, like rainbow color Santa hats. Or you could do all pink, or hey, even all purple for those of us who love the color purple, right? Wouldn't that be cool? So they go together, and that's okay, T. We're glad you're here. It's okay. You need to get your rest. Definitely. Take your nap for sure. I was so tired last night when we got done with our live, which kind of didn't go well. It kind of crapped out on me. Let's hope that doesn't happen today. I was so tired I fell asleep on the couch. That's how tired I was. Okay, next up, the beautiful and stunning Elegant Snowflake. Everybody loves this one, and I do too. All right, so this is the Elegant Snowflake. So pretty. And I created a bunch of cards with this one. Now, let me just show you some of them. So, on the day of the new release, I posted to my YouTube channel the video where I created some foiled cards, right? OT, that's just like having a baby. If you're taking care of a little kitty every 3 to 4 hours. Thank you. What I did was I foiled it in the holographic blue foil from H&H Signs. Okay. I did that. Thank you, Catherine. I then used a blue foil cardstock as a mat, and I just thought this was so pretty. I didn't even put a sentiment on it. I fell in love with it. Thought it was so pretty. Yes, I hope your little kitty that you're nursing makes a speedy recovery. Then I took the waste foil and I foiled it on a piece of black toner paper. Now I have a black snowflake with this beautiful, thank you everyone, with this beautiful holographic background. It's so gorgeous. It's so lovely. It's a mirror. It's almost like a mirror holographic paper, but it's definitely blingy. That's the word I would use, blingy. And then I have this die that says believe. So I cut it out several times. Hi Anna. Thanks everyone. And I stacked it up. I think I cut it out 3 times and I stacked it up with glue. Got a little bit of glue on my card, but yes, that's right. Snowflake shine, so that is perfect. So what I love is like the dark and the light together, right? Isn't that beautiful? And I didn't stop there. I foiled a bunch of snowflakes. So let's look at them, shall we? I used Deco Foil Gel. You can also use Ranger Texture Paste. You can also use Shimmery Goodness, which is fantastic. You don't have to have the Deco Foil Gel. You can use Shimmery Goodness if you have it. And when you do apply the medium to your stencil, you want to make it as thin as possible and as even as possible with your palette knife. Now this is something that you just have to practice, folks. But when you're spreading your medium, okay, you want to get a nice even layer across the entire stencil. Okay, you don't really want it to be lumpy and bumpy, because if it's lumpy and bumpy, it's going to show on your finished card. Okay, so this one is rainbow foil, and this one is this is the Deco foil. So it's a lot less impressive as far as I'm concerned, because it's already coming up off the paste. It didn't foil as well, is what I'm trying to say. All right. But this just goes to show you that there is a difference in foils. If people say all foils are created the same, no, they're not. All right. If you want perfect foiling and no little bumps and lumps, you know, your H&H foil is going to give you that. If you don't mind to look a little bit of grungy, that's cool, because the Deco foil, that's what happened. It's a little grungy of a snowflake, but it's rainbow, so that's cool. Everybody loves that, right? And it's still beautiful. I will still use this on a card, but maybe, you know, I'll grunge it up a bit before I create the card somehow. So we've got the reverse, the negative piece of paper, which is what we call the waste foil. And so we have that one as well. Okay, Christine. Yep, H&H foil, though, I'm not sure if you're familiar with that company, is so nice because they give you a nice gigantic roll of foil, and the price is just unbelievable. So this is the reverse, or the negative, the waste foil. All right, but it's still really pretty. It's super pretty because the stencil is beautiful. Just a beautiful snowflake. Okay, and then the last one that I have, well, no, there's two more here. All right, so this one is pink. It's the pink holographic foil from H&H. It's a little bit subtler than the blue holographic foil, but I could put a piece of pink foil cardstock behind there, and I can accent that it's pink, definitely. So here when I applied the gel, I missed a couple spots. So there's a couple skipped areas here. And then there's a couple spots where it was not quite even, so it's got a little bit of a lump there. But still really pretty. And then finally, we have our beautiful glittery snowflake. This one is a silver holographic foil with beautiful iridescent rainbow shimmers inside of it. So this is just gorgeous. I love it. And the waste foil, I kind of had a mistake, which you can really see it. When I put it through my Mink, I had a crinkle in it. So it crinkled a little bit. And that's what happened. That's why it has a line going through it. So that was unfortunate. That little snowflake has sort of a scratch going across it. But yep, so those are some of the ways that I created cards. Now that's not it though. I did more. Okay, so those are my foiled cards using the Elegant Snowflake. Those are my foiled cards. Yeah, Cheryl, I can cut it down. Yep, definitely. And just cut it and use use this half and then use that half. Could definitely do that. Yep. That's true. There's no perfect in nature, right? Okay. Then I used Gina K glitter paste for my other cards with this stencil. And that was pretty simple, pretty straightforward. I used Pixie spray and I used my Gina K Glitz Glitter Gel and I just spread it across and then I let it dry. And when it dried, it's so sparkly and blingy and glittery and gorgeous. Ugh. I rounded the corners and then I put some foil cardstock in the back. Okay. Then I did the same thing with this turquoise colored one. And I had a gem that I put in the middle that matched. And I don't have any sentiments on these cards, but that doesn't mean that I won't. I just didn't have as much time this month to do a lot of the finishing touches. That's the truth. I have a lot going on with work this month and church, so my commitments outside of the home are extremely time consuming this month. Well, I thank you. I'm glad you like those. Thank you, thank you. Okay. Next, we have some real cute Christmas lights. Okay, so these are the string of lights. It's called Layered String Lights 1 and 2. Layered String Lights 1 and 2. Thanks, Lynn. So here you've got a lot of options. When you look at this, you can make a horizontal or a vertical card, and you can make your Christmas lights any color you want. You can make them all red, you can make them rainbow, whatever you'd like. And then when you're done, you go in with the string and you color or ink that up. You ink that up after you're done. All right, so this is going to be a quick card to make with some pretty effects, I think. But what I did, I used the gel again, the Glitz gel. And I created a string of lights. So step one, I used the red glitter paste. We'll just call it that. I let it dry overnight. And then I used the gold. Yes, you could make a tree out of them. That's a good idea. I like that idea. Then I took a piece of glitter cardstock that's red. And then I have a die. Thank you. I have a die from Gina Marie, and I die cut both of those. This one keeps peeling up, so we're going to have to tape that down. I'm going to have to glue it down, actually. I die cut those together. I die cut those separately and have a nice accent there. And then I had in my stash, this sentiment says, "Be merry and bright." And I used gold embossing powder for that. Okay. But I can't believe the tape, it just doesn't want to stick to the glitter. It doesn't want to stick at all. I'm definitely going to have to glue that. Okay, let's go ahead and glue this while we're at it. Because the tape definitely, look how much tape I used. Didn't work. Forget about it. Not with glitter cardstock. Glitter cardstock quite frequently repels tape. It's not an unusual thing, not an unusual phenomenon. So we'll just go right ahead and apply that with glue, and now it's not going anywhere. You're stuck now, stuck together. Okay, so that's called the layered string lights, layered string lights, okay? Go to the next one, the next stencil that is. I only made one card with that, but there's so many possibilities. Okay, this is cute. This is it's called Cozy Knit. So it reminds you of a cable knit sweater, right? And I started making a card. I did. I started my card for this one, but I didn't get it finished. So let me find that real quick. I want to show you my idea. Let's see what you think if I can find it. That's odd. Oh, here it is. Okay. All right. Yes, who doesn't love a knit sweater, a cable knit sweater for fall, right? And I'm on the Not Too Shabby design team, and last month we got a box that had ephemera in it, and that ephemera was all about cozy and fall. So I grabbed some of that ephemera, and I thought I would make sort of a collage. Doesn't have to be perfect, but just a cute, letting the background be the main focal point of this. But this ephemera, let me hold it up a little bit closer so you can see it. This sweater is like a light blue color, and the yarn is like these muted colors, right? So yeah, thank you, T. So, fall doesn't always have to be the bright reds and the bright oranges, although I love that. I do love those colors for fall. And then the little sentiment says, "Let's get cozy." Isn't that cute? I think it's adorable. Okay, so I did one. That is milled lavender. If you're wondering what color ink that is, that's Distressed Oxide. Okay. And then this one, trying to think of what color ink this is. Is this Speckled Egg? I think it might be Speckled Egg. Am I holding the knit the wrong way? I guess it doesn't matter. Okay, so this one has a pair of socks, because I don't know about you, but it's getting cold here in the hills of Pennsylvania. I live in the mountains of southwestern Pennsylvania. And I definitely have started wearing socks. Before I was always barefoot, but now it's a little bit chilly. I definitely am wearing the socks. Okay, so this one I put, yeah, it's just different to have these muted colors. Just super pretty. And then I have a bunch of sentiments that I cut out. This one says, hello, fall. I thought that'd be perfect. This one says, thanks for your kindness. This one says, autumn greetings. That's cute. This one says, wishing you a season of blessing. Sorry, wishing you a season of blessings and much gratitude. Okay, so those sentiments, I think, are from, I'll have to look which stamp company those are from. It's been a while since I cut them out. Sunny Studios. They're from Sunny Studios. And what I did was I stamped them in black, and then I just used my scan and cut, and I cut them out. So I don't have a die for these sentiments. Yeah. For you, summer would be expensive in the heat, for sure. You have to run the air conditioning all the time. In the wintertime, our electricity bill goes up because we're constantly running our furnace. So it's the complete opposite here where I live. So anyways, we've got some cozy looking cards, right? We've got, you know, like a little bit of an alternative look to fall, you know, and this really cool stencil from Colorful Life Designs is called Cozy Knit. I think it just makes those cards look so cool. So I will finish those at another time because I want to play with a couple stencils here, and I want to get through the entire release before I make another attempt at demoing the new stuff. Okay. Oh my, this one's beautiful. You're gonna love this one. Okay, this one is called Split Bling Swirl. Okay, Split Bling Swirl. And Colorful Life Designs carries a whole bunch of these split stencils, and this one is super wintry looking. And it's got so much flourish to it. It's just so beautiful. And I did start on a card using that stencil. And I used some Catherine Pooler ink. That color is It's a Boy. Yep, I definitely agree with you about the stencils being a good value. You can use them in so many ways. You can foil with them. You can use gels with them. You can ink blend. You can emboss. So this is a really pretty stencil. And my idea was to somehow put some gems and sequins on this and make it blingy. There's a couple little spots on here where I could do that. But this one is just beautiful. It's called Split Bling Swirl. So pretty. Oh, you keep your house at 72 in the winter. I need to move in with you, Gloria, because my husband likes to keep it at 68, and I'm always cold in the winter. Always, 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 always. Hi, Pam. Oh, I think Star's on too. I didn't get to say hi to you, Star. Hello. Everything was going by so fast. I didn't get to say hi to everybody. Sorry about that. Yeah, it gets really cold here, Gloria, just like where you live. So we actually are running our heat already because at night it's been getting down to 42 degrees. That's cold. That's cold, okay? Okay, so what you're seeing here on this stencil is a little bit of pixie spray left over. I can clean that, but... Oh, great, Star. We're going to be playing with kitchen sink stamps tonight at 8 o'clock when we go live with Nancy. Yep. It's going to be fun. Okay, next. Okay, this one is so cool. I didn't get a chance to play with this one yet, but I like it a lot. Yeah, it's at 8 o'clock. Yep. We're going to be using the new kitchen sink stamps. If you don't have that one, we're going to be using sunflowers and butterflies. And if you don't have kitchen sink stamps, please join us anyways, because mostly all of us have some type of butterflies in our stash. All right, so this beautiful set is called the Layered Glowing Candles. So layered glowing candles, all right? We've got the candlesticks, which, how cool is that? You can use those alone if you wanted to create a birthday card or whatever. And then when you put the light on top of it, it's just so pretty. Isn't that gorgeous? Yeah, congratulations, T. Okay, so let's go ahead. I want to play with this one before we get done, because I didn't get to make a card with this one yet, or these two yet, and I think this is really, really sweet. So I definitely want to play with that one. Okay, and this one, next up, we have, this one is called Village Edger. Village Edger 1. And my plan, and this is what I'm planning to do with this one, is to pair it with the new Technique Junkie Santa Claus that's flying in the sky on his sleigh. Okay, let me see if I can find that one real quick. It's right here beside me in my bin. Here we go. In case you missed my live last night, I have this new stamp from Technique Junkies. It's called Santa's Sleigh, which I think would look really cute flying over this city at night to make it a night scene. Yeah, kitchen sink stamps are so amazing. They're so realistic, aren't they? I mean, wow. All right, so I thought I would stamp Santa flying over this scene at night. And that is Santa's sleigh. So we go like this, but I'm just going to turn it this way just to give you an idea of the scale. That. And then we've got a new sentiment from Technique Junkies. It's Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night. And this is called Merry Christmas to all. And I would put that down here underneath the city scene. Wouldn't that look pretty? So that's going to be so much fun. I'm going to make a card with that. And I can have my village, I can have the lights on inside the house. That would be cool to have them yellow in the windows. Yeah, you're right about that, Star. The camera does not do it the right justice when you create that with those stamps, because they're so dimensional. They're just so amazing. Yep. So what I would do, let me see, do I stamp with the yellow? Do I ink blend the yellow first and then go in? Yeah, I think that's what I would do. Or do I do the black first and then go in with the yellow on top? I'm going to have to try this one because, hi Amy, how are you? We're playing with the new stencils. I know Amy made a really pretty card with this stencil. It's a really pretty wintry card. And what I'm going to do, I'll show you guys one more time. I have this new stamp from Technique Junkies that says it's Santa's Sleigh. I'm going to put that on there. That's okay. And then I'm going to put Merry Christmas to all and to all a good night right underneath there. And I think that's going to look really cool. Now, Amy, when you created your card with this stencil, do you remember Did you ink blend your background first and then go over top of it with white for your windows? Or did you do windows first and then ink blend on top of that or around that? I'm just trying to figure out the way to operate these two together. Oh, you only use the bottom. Okay, so you only use the bottom. Okay, that would make sense. That would make sense. Got it. So you go ahead and you ink blend your windows. Get those nice and ink blended. And then you would take your darker ink around the outside of the buildings. Like that. Right? And then you would have your scene. Very good. I like the option though of just having them dark too. You could make a Halloween card if you just made these black. So grab my black cardstock here. You could make a witch flying over the village. That would look cool. Like that. And have it ink blended with black ink. And then you could have your witch flying in the background. That would look cool too. Yeah, a shadow image. That's right. Yep, so that will be how I make a card with that one. So that is to be on my to-do list. My to-do list is really long. T was joking with me last night that I needed to subcontract some of that out to her because I'm having trouble keeping up with everything. But I'll get there. I'll get there. Okay, we've got some more beautiful trees. We've got the Happy Tree Edger 1 and Christmas Tree Edger 1. Okay. Yep, please subscribe to Amy's YouTube channel. I will grab that link real quick and put it in the chat box. One moment, please, while I do that. Oh, she makes such beautiful cards for A Colorful Life Designs. It's really great whenever she puts a video out because I learned so much from her. Okay. You're welcome. Okay, T. No problem. All right, so that's Amy's YouTube channel, you guys. If you want to go ahead and subscribe to her channel, you're going to see that she has some really great ideas as far as not only for creating, but also for mass producing cards, which I need to take a lot of lessons in that because I'm very slow when I create a card and I need to step it up a bit and get moving. And be able to mass produce cards means you can send more cards out. And mass producing cards at Christmas time, yeah, we all do that, I'm sure. Thanks, Cheryl. Okay. All right, get this in the right direction. That's what I love about these stencils. They have the etching at the top and the bottom. So if you're confused as to which way is up and which way is down, all you have to do is line them up. This is such a cute stencil. It's called the Happy Tree Edger, and I would definitely agree. These are some happy trees. So cute and whimsical. I really think that you're gonna see a lot of cards made with this stencil just because it's just so adorable, right? Oh, you're welcome. I sincerely mean it. And of course you could take your stencil and do your ink blending. You could do that. And then if you wanted to make another row, you could cover it up and just kind of shift it a little bit or go up higher. but I think it's super cute just by itself. It's just so whimsical to have that rounded. Oh, thank you, Cheryl. You're sweet. Thank you. Okay, and then the Christmas tree. Wow, that's really cool. It would go really well, I think, with some of the trees that were released with last month's release. But it certainly can be its own by itself. And you have the ability then to either do your ink blending directly on top, or you could use the top portion and do the ink blending like this. Yep, the stencils are made of a nice heavy duty mylar. I think on the website it tells you the milliliters. One moment please, I'll check. Unless Amy knows how thick the mylar is. Let's see here. I'm on the website right now. 7.5 milliliter mylar. Okay, so nice quality stencil, not flimsy at all. Hi Donna, that's okay, you can always catch the replay, that's no problem. We're almost done looking at the new stencils from A Colorful Life Designs. As a matter of fact, we're on our last one, and I do have a card to show you for this one. Okay, this one is super cute. Fa la 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 la, so cute. And what I did was I used our favorite shimmery goodness on top of red glitter. Oh, thank you, Amy. Red glitter cardstock. I think that looks really nice and it really sets it off. Anytime you have glitter cardstock, you can use your shimmery goodness right on top of it. And you're going to have some super cool, dramatic patterns, or, you know, it's going to look really cool. It's just very, very bold, I think. And then these hollies, because I was thinking about the song Deck the Halls, because it's fa la 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 la. These hollies were from a die set from the Stamps of Life that I purchased, I think maybe 2 years ago. Yeah, I'll definitely show you for sure. Yep. So that's how I made that. It's really pretty. And I did the same thing. Or the same concept with my, this is also a gel card that has gel medium on it. This one has gel medium. And this one has gel medium. So all 4 of those cards were made using some form of gel medium. But these 2 were made with Gina K Glitz Glitter Gel. So again, it's a gel medium. It's just not, it's got glitter in it. So that's the only difference with that one. Okay, so I want to demo the candles. And then we'll see where we are as far as our time. But we'll start with the candles. Okay. This is a really nice big stencil, by the way, as you can tell. And if you have a gel plate and you like to do gel plate backgrounds, you can think about how well this would work because it's nice and long. It's also great for slimline cards. So you've got the entire length here for your slimline cards. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I do love the way that it glitters for sure. The glitter paste and the glitter cardstock, really. For Christmas, you got to bring out the bling for sure. Okay, so let's grab our candle, and I'll grab a piece of cardstock. And the cardstock that I use always is Hammermill Premium Color Cover paper. And this is a 100 pound that also comes in 80 pounds. It is a universal paper for all things you need to do with crafting. You can use it to color with alcohol inks. I have used it with colored pencils. You can use it for, you know, ink blending. It's fantastic for ink blending. Fantastic. All right, so let's go ahead and use our pixie spray, and I'm going to spray the back of this layered glowing candles. Let me just step out in the hallway and do that. When you're using pixie spray, give it a chance to dry before you apply it to your card base. Especially this hammer mill card, because it's smooth. It's a lot like Bristol Smooth. It definitely is it is just as smooth as Bristol Smooth, okay? But you definitely want your pixie spray to dry a little bit before you go ahead and lay it down, because if you don't, you might tear your paper. Ask me how I know. I have created some beautiful stenciled backgrounds, and then when I went to pull it up, I tore my paper because my pixie spray was not dry. All right, you can basically go either horizontal or vertical. Either way is fine. All right, so I want to get some color here. Let's see, what color should I use for my candlestick? Probably brown or black, right? Okay, let me grab those colors. Okay, and I need a blender. Okay, so I got my black and my brown. These are the foam dome blenders from scrapbook.com. There could possibly be enough ink on this already, but just remember, your candle flame you want to be yellow. So I'm going to start by ink blending this candle flame. And this is Catherine Pooler Catching Rays. I mean, there's still ink on the blender. That's what I used last, Catherine Pooler Catching Rays. And so I am just ink blending our flame. Okay, that's easy enough. And I think I'll go in with a brown ink for the candlestick. Although you can make it any color you want. You know, candlesticks come in all colors of the rainbow, not just, mostly they're white, but you can get them any color. Okay, so I have some brown, Catherine Pooler brown. It's probably that icing on the cake. That's the color that I usually use for my brown when I'm ink blending brown. So I think for this, going back and forth is your best bet. It helps you get right up to the edge of that flame without getting on that flame. You don't want to make your flame brown. Okay. Well, I could make the flame red. That would probably make more sense. And the actual candle, the actual pretty part, yellow. What was I thinking? That's okay. I'm going to go in with this orange color instead for my flame. This is also Catherine Pooler. I'm trying to think of what color this is. Mandarin Spice. It's like I know my Catherine Pooler inks now just by looking at them. Yes, I do, because I use them all the time for ink blending. That looks much better. Okay. You can also use gel for these candles. You could definitely use the Glitz Glitter Gel. Hi, Candace. Nope, you didn't miss it all. We are demoing this layered glowing candles stencil. Okay, so that's layer 1. And we just want to lift that off there gently. Okay, so we've got some pretty candles. And again, you could use that for a birthday card. Why not? That would make a really cool birthday card. So tomorrow is my dad's birthday. I need to make him a card sometime today. I'm going to spray this with Pixie Spray. Let it dry. Yep, these would be perfect for Hanukkah. I agree. Okay, this would be a great stencil for a Hanukkah card. I think I have a die cut that says Happy Hanukkah. That would be nice to make with this. Now, me trying to line things up. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Oh, I did it. I lined it up. If I can do it, you can do it. Okay. Oh, shimmery goodness. It's magical. It's a gel medium. It's a gel medium. I will demonstrate the shimmery goodness. It'll be the last thing that I do, though, because you have to take your stencil and wash it right away when you're done with that. This is Catherine Pooler Sangria. No. This is not Do-Si-Do. Pucker Up. Okay, so my candles are having pink. All right, they're pink. They're not exactly red, they're pink. I can grab some red ink. I'm just being lazy and just using what's left on my blending brush. I'm a lazy crafter today. Yeah, the shimmery goodness is a gel. You can use it with your palette and spread it across your stencil, and it dries white and shimmery. Yep, it's pearlescent. You're right. Yep. Okay, I'll grab some red so that it doesn't look so pink. Let's see, probably rouge would work. Oh, no. We will use, yeah, rouge is pretty much red. We'll use rouge. Let's make that a little bit red instead of pink. You can also foil shimmery goodness once it dries. So I love doing that. This would be really cute for a birthday card, you guys, with rainbow color candles. That would look so cute. It is so rouge. Don't be rouge. You're supposed to be hosting a YouTube live. You're not supposed to be rouge. Okay, let me put these blending tools out of sight, out of mind, or else I'll get them all over my fingers and all over my project. Okay. All right. Here we go. The reveal. Wow, that's really red. I should have stuck with yellow. What was I thinking? I don't know what I was thinking. So we have our pretty candles with red flame. It should have been yellow. I think I'm getting tired. I really think I'm getting tired. Anyways, I still like it. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just not what I had in my mind. Did you ever have that happen where you have it in your mind the way it's supposed to look and then you just go completely different? You just kind of make a U-turn? That never happens to you guys, does it? Happens to me a lot. All right, so that's really cute. I like it. I think it's really cute. I think it would look really cute landscape. Definitely. Yeah, it's rustic. It is Americana. These are my Americana candles. So I can always put some Americana sentiment across there. Yes, red candlesticks and yellow flames. I was getting my colors dyslexic. That's what it was. I was getting my colors mixed up. All right, on to Shimmering Goodness, and then I will let you all go have your dinner. I love Shimmering Goodness. All right, let me grab it out of my cupboard. Hold, please. Now, I will show you the various mediums you can use to when you're using different gels with your foils. Yeah, that's good stuff too. Look at that. Ocean Blue Stencil Butter. Ha ha ha. Look at this one. Turquoise Stencil Butter. And of course, we've got Orchid Stencil Butter and Fuchsia Stencil Butter. Now, the reason I'm showing you the stencil butter, thanks, yes, Candace, thumbs up would be greatly appreciated. Stencil butter is made by the same company that makes Shimmery Goodness. And I can't find my Shimmery Goodness. Here it is. I see it. Do not fear. It is here. Okay. Now we're going to get messy. Okay. All right. Yeah. Donna, like you're going to go, like I have you on the phone. Hold, please. I don't know which came first, the chicken or the egg, but when we first started with our foiling, we were using Texture Paste, Ranger Texture Paste Gloss. And then you can use this through your stencil to foil with. There's also the Deco Foil Transfer Gel. And there's also Deco Foil Duo Transfer Gel. So these are gel mediums, and you can use them in your craft projects. There, it looks really gross, but that's what it is. Okay, so you can do that. You can take your gel medium or your deco foil, and then you just load some up onto your palette knife and you just spread it across your stencil. Okay, that's how you use both of these products. That's how you use all of these products. It's the same technique, different products. This one you can foil with. So you saw my foil cards earlier. You can use that to foil with. There's also the Glitz Glitter Gel from Gina K. And I use press and seal when I seal my gels because I want them to last as long as possible. And I don't use them every day. I, in fact, can go months without using them. So the best thing for me to do is to put a press and seal over top of it, and it helps to keep them fresh. Okay, so that is what it looks like, your Glitz Glitter Gel. And this comes in lots of different colors. This is Wild Lilac. Now, the shimmery goodness is like a stencil butter. Somebody said stencil butter. Yes. The shimmery goodness is very much like that. So it comes in this nice big pot. Okay, so you can see why I'm going to switch over in the future to only shimmery goodness, right? This texture, when I'm using it for this technique, this texture paste is a smaller jar. Let's see, it's got 3.9 fluid ounces. The shimmery goodness is 8 ounces. Deco foil transfer gel is 4 ounces. Again, the shimmery goodness is 8 ounces. All right. So it's definitely got a pearl look to it. If that bothers you, you want to use your clear. These dry clear. Deco foil and the Tim Holtz or Ranger texture paste dry clear. Shimmery goodness is got a pearl to it. Okay. Hi, Jim. How are you? Also made by Shimmery Goodness, the same company. The company is called TCW, the Crafters Workshop. They're located in New York, and their products are made in Canada. So you can also get from the Crafters Workshop colored, basically, Shimmery Goodness in different colors. So this is ocean blue. This is turquoise. Okay, these are not Christmas colors. I bought these in the summer at a craft show. And I was thinking about mermaids and underwater scenes when I bought them. They're definitely not Christmas colors. I mean, it could be if you put the blue and the purple together. If the turquoise and purple, you know, whatever. You can do whatever color you want. And this is, yes, it has pigment powder. Yes, correct. So it's got your shimmery goodness plus your pigment powder. There's a new product on the market made by Fawn, and I have it. It's the Fawn stencil paste. It certainly reminds me of the Crafters Workshop stencil butter. It reminds me very much of that. Okay. This is gold. I bought it specifically because it's gold. I want to be able to use this in my stencils. So for example, that candle stencil that we just played with, I could put the gold gel right on top of where my flame, this will be my flame, in other words. I can use this color for my flame. Okay, and I can use my shimmery goodness for the candlesticks. I don't have lunar paste, so I believe it's very similar to lunar paste, but I don't have any lunar paste. So I can't really say for sure 100%. I don't know if any of you have lunar paste. Can you weigh in on that? Is it a lot like shimmery goodness? Good question, Gloria. Okay, so let's grab, I don't want to do it on this one because I've already done it on that one. I want to grab a different stencil and demonstrate this. One moment. Which one should I use? Okay. I'm going to grab, okay. So this is from last month. This stencil is from last month. It's called Luxuriant Leaves. Luxuriant Leaves. All right. We're going to use this one. Okay. And I'll do it on black. And then I'll do it on white because if you need to see it on black. Oh no, I'll do it on some glitter paper. Yes. So you've got your glitter paper as your base, which is super blingy and beautiful. All right. Then we'll put our stencil on top. Okay. I'm going to use pixie spray. Now, one thing about this. If you're going to be using pixie spray, you're not going to be able to foil this afterwards. You want to stay away from the pixie spray anytime you're using or plan on doing a foiled project. The reason being is you're spraying the pixie spray on the back of your stencil and it's actually sticking to your paper. It's definitely sticking to your paper, just little bits of it. I mean, you can't really feel it that much with your fingers, but it gets picked up when you foil. Because remember, dust is the enemy of foil. And if you're adding pixie spray to your stencil and then laying that on top of a piece of card stock, okay, then you peel it off, all right? You've got your shimmery goodness here. You run this through, all those spots that had the stencil are going to be covered with little pieces of foil, and you're not going to get a very clean foil. All right, so let's just focus on the shimmery goodness for tonight. I'm going to spray this with some pixie spray. Be right back. Okay, make sure I have it facing the right direction. Now, I'm not sure how well this will stick because nothing seems to want to stick to glitter paper these days for me. Hopefully it'll stick. And then I'm going to have to go, you guys, after I do this because I have to clean the stencil right away. I don't have a bucket of water here with me. Normally, when I'm doing this type of project, I will keep a bucket of, or like a container of soapy water beside me. And as I'm applying the stencil butter or whatever gel I have to my card, then I will put the stencil in the water right away and just let it soak until I'm ready to clean it. But I don't really have that set up right now. So let's go ahead and let's apply this. You want to stir it up before you apply it. That goes for any of these gel mediums. You definitely want to stir them good before you do that. And then you just get a big bunch of it on your palette. And then you just spread it like you're buttering your toast. Okay, with a nice smooth butter. You want to cover your stencil, but do not apply too much gel. You want it to be nice and even. And what I'm saying is that you don't want one side of your stencil to have a big glob like that and then the other part to be smooth. You want it all to be smoothed out. Yeah, Candace, some people do that. Like you can just get like two wet rags and just put them in between there. I think Stacy said she just gets a Ziploc bag and she fills it with some wet paper towels and just puts it in there. But I don't feel confident. I want to have my bucket of water beside me. I feel safer that way. My stencils, I want to keep them as nice as possible. I mean, they're going to have wear and tear. But when you put this in the water, it washes right off your stencil, okay? And I have a silicone mat underneath my, I think somebody said they have the very same silicone mat. It's a really nice one, isn't it? It's from Amazon. It's dirt cheap. But it's certainly perfect for ink blending and doing this kind of messy stuff. It's a nice big one too. I like it because it's big. I don't like to get my craft mat dirty. I'm just really fussy like that. Even though I'm a messy crafter, my craft mat, I want to keep it as nice and clean as possible. That's just me. You do you. Whatever you do is fine with me. I don't judge. But I bought my craft mat from Alt New and I'm trying to keep it as nice as possible. I had a craft mat before that I didn't really take care of and it got really gross looking. And when I was doing my YouTube videos, it just looked really grungy. So the blue silicone mat protects my craft mat and it cleans up real easy. It's easy to clean. It cleans up easily. Okay, so this is what your shimmery goodness looks like. You're just spreading it on there. And then for your final, just go over that, get it nice and even. You don't want any lines. Just like icing a cake, right? When you icing your cake, you know, if you're going for that smooth look, right? Your final step is to go over it one last time and get it nice and smooth. Smooth it out. Like this is all bumpy and craggy over here, okay? We don't want it to look like an English muffin, right? Although I love English muffins, but I haven't had one in a long time. They're very delicious, but I don't want it to look like an English muffin. I want it to look like nice smooth cake, like fondant on a cake. I think that's how you say it, fondant. It's like an icing on a cake. Okay, I see a couple of bumpy spots, so I'm gonna dip back into my stencil butter, my shimmery goodness, and just fill in the cracks. That looks pretty good. You just have to look closely at it. Just examine it. Don't be in a hurry. I mean, you have to hurry a little bit because it'll dry otherwise. You can't just walk away from it for an hour. But you know what I'm talking about. Like right here, it's like a little dip that's not filled in. So I just want to dip into my shimmery goodness and just fill that in. Because, you know, your stencil is raised up above the line of the paper or the edge of the paper. Hi, Gila. How are you? I haven't seen you in a while. It's so nice to see you. Okay. I could do this all night just trying to get it perfect. That's my problem. You're probably getting tired of me doing this at this point, right? Okay, so let me just do it one more time, then I'll stop. And pull it down towards me. Okay. All right. When you're done, go ahead and put your press and seal. You can even use regular saran wrap. You're welcome. I'm so glad you got my card. That's awesome. Thank you for mentioning it. And then you want to slowly peel your stencil off. Okay? And you let that dry overnight. Isn't that beautiful? So pretty. Okay. You can also just take your finger around the edge just to see, like, if sometimes a little bit of that stencil, that shimmery goodness kind of clings to the edges, and I just like to take my finger and clean that off. Yep. Yep, that's how you do it. That's how you use shimmery goodness. It's super easy, just a little messy, but definitely a lot of fun to play with. And this is a beautiful stencil, Luxuriant Leaves. And this was released last month. Okay. And then you can try to kind of like scrape up what's left over and put it back in your container, or you can just wipe it off with a baby wipe. So I'm going to grab a baby wipe and try to get my hands cleaned off. Okay, does anybody have any questions about A Colorful Life Designs? Don't forget, if you buy some stencils from them, to use my coupon code, which is Tracy Fan 10. That is in the description box. And I know I used a lot of different products tonight. I will update my description box to reflect the products that I used, but I do need to eat dinner first before we start our next live. Do you guys know what today is? Does anybody know what today is? What is today? Oh, look at this. Watch this. It's upside down, okay? Look at that. It's so pretty. Nope, it's not stamped with me. It is World something. World. Yep. It's National or World Card Making Day. Correct. And when we were working on our schedule with the FSC, I think it's World. I don't know. It might be National. I don't know. When we were looking at our schedule and trying to decide what we wanted to do, we were like, we should do something on October the 2nd. We didn't even know it was National Card Making Day. We just knew that we wanted to do something together because we had Stamp Wars last month, and then we haven't done anything really since Stamp Wars. Our next Stamp Wars is not next Saturday, but the Saturday after that. So that would be, let me look at my calendar here. I think it's October 18th. Okay, yep. Lynn says it's World Card Making Day today. So I've been pretty much on YouTube all day today. So I guess so the next Stamp Wars is Saturday, September 16th. Oh, thanks everyone. I appreciate it. But look how pretty this is. It's right on my silicone mat, that shimmering goodness. It just makes its own little shadow. All right, I'm going to try to clean this off my stencil. It doesn't really come off very well with the, I don't know, the baby wipe. I don't like to use baby wipes, but sometimes I have to. Yeah, September is done. Sorry, Chow. October 16th. That's right, Chow. I'm living in the past, sister. Living in the past. September the 16th is the next Stamp Wars. All right. Well, I thanks everybody for watching tonight. I'll leave you with that pretty little outline on my silicone mat. I'm going to go clean my stencil. I will see you all tonight at 8 o'clock on Nancy Stamp's YouTube channel. So please check it out tonight at 8 o'clock over on Nancy Stamps. We will see you all then. Thanks again, everybody, for watching. Have a hopeful day. We'll talk to you real soon. Bye-bye.